Hey guys, it's Ivory. So today's video is kind of a mashup of a bunch of things because it is technically a get ready with me, but it is for an event. I am going to a wedding today. I am in the bridal party. So this makeup has to last a really long time. So I wanted to show you also what products I use that last really well on me, as well as tips to make your makeup last. So I don't know what I'm gonna title this video exactly, but those are the key points of what this video is about. It's a get ready with me for this wedding, makeup products that last really well on me, and tips to make your makeup last. Hey, future Ivory here. I just wanted to show you what my makeup ended up looking like 13 hours later. I never touched up my makeup. I never added anything more. All I've done is I've blotted and just reapplied my lip color. That's it. I think the only areas that are like basically right here, this whole straight vertical line. My nose is a little bit broken up. Same thing here on my chin and like my upper lip area and the T-zone. But overall, I think it looks really good. So I just wanted to show you what the makeup looked like 13 hours later as a testament to whatever I did in this video clearly worked, because I look like this after 13 hours, which I'm pretty happy with. But that's all I wanted to say. We can continue with past Ivory. So the first thing that I did off camera, just to have a more flawless application, I took a quick body shower because I curled my hair yesterday, and I shaved my face, just my cheeks and a little bit here because I do have a little bit of peach fuzz. So the makeup's just gonna glide on a lot smoother. I don't shave my face very often just because it's not really noticeable, but whenever I do shave it and then I look at the blade, I do see like that peach fuzz. And then I did put on a very thin layer of moisturizer. I left it in my bathroom, but it's like this First Aid Beauty. It's a thick cream. I'll list it in my description box. I do feel like since it's been colder, some parts of my face are a little bit dry, so I don't want my foundation clinging weird in those areas. I'm gonna go ahead and do my base first. This is one of those things where it's like, do as I say, not as I do. If you can, try to do your eyes first, because if you're like me, eyeshadow takes somewhere in between like 20 to 40 minutes. If you do your base first and then you do your eyes, that's like 40 minutes where your foundation has been like sitting on your face, like wearing down, breaking down. But for me, it's like not something I can do, because every single time I do my eyes first and then I do the foundation, my eyeshadow just, I don't know, it like cuts it off, and then all that work seems like it's for nothing. And especially right here, it's this area where it just looks kind of splotchy and it's like a hack job. For me, it's just more trouble than it's worth, so I'm gonna risk my foundation just being worn on my face like an extra 40 minutes. I am gonna go ahead and spray my face first. This is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Mist, and that's gonna help the foundation adhere to my face a little bit longer, so they say. Does it help? I don't know, but it doesn't hurt. It gives me the peace of mind though that I did everything that I could to make it work. I'm also gonna go ahead and prime. I'm using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I'm gonna just add that to all the areas where I get the most texture. It's just my T-zone in general. I like how my face is usually really clear, and then the day of the wedding, I have this it. Lord's trying to keep me humble today. I'm gonna be mixing my foundations today purely because neither of these are the right shade for me. As you can see, I still have like a very slight tan. I went to Aruba over a month ago and I still have a tan, not on my face, but on my chest, because I can still see, like when I get naked, watch me get naked right now, my boobs are still like white. I can see the tan line from my bathing suit. So my chest is still tan. My face, I feel like it's back to where it is, but we have to match. We have to be cohesive. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. This is in the shade TG5. And then the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydro Maniac in 51 Medium. Both of these alone are great. I could wear either of these alone for a full day today and I wouldn't have any issues. But like I said, for the sake of having the correct shade, I'm gonna mix them. I'm gonna use my microfiber sponge. This one's by Juno & Co. as usual. And I am going for a more full coverage. Usually I don't mind when my imperfections show through. They might still show a little bit, but today I'm looking for a little bit more coverage today. I gotta bring in the big mirror because I can't see. So today, the day of the wedding, is Black Friday. So Thanksgiving was yesterday. So it's been kind of a hectic week just because I did host Thanksgiving yesterday, and then the next day is the wedding. The bride is my best friend. She's been on this channel at least twice that I can remember. Oh my god, this fucking set. And she was my maid of honor at my wedding. Me and my husband were talking about this a couple days ago, and we realized like, this is it. This is the first and only time that I'm gonna be in someone's bridal party. I do have other friends that are girls, but I'm not as close with them as I am with the bride in this wedding. So like I don't see them asking me to be in their bridal party. So I'm pretty sure that this is it. Like this is the one time where I will be in a wedding group. This is one layer. I am gonna go in with a second. This is something that I've kind of learned on my own. Before I go in with the second layer, I'm gonna wait a couple minutes, maybe like a minute or two, and then go in, because sometimes the first layer is not fully dry and then you go in with the second layer and you kind of just end up moving the first layer around. So just let the first layer chill for like a minute or two and then go in, and you'll notice that there is more coverage on the second layer because you let the first one dry. It's like nail polish. Like if you add one layer of nail polish and then you go right in with the second one, the first layer is still wet, so you're just moving the first layer around. It's the same type of concept. All right, going in with layer number 2. I'm really just gonna focus this on the cheeks because I don't really have anything to cover up on my forehead and my nose. Those look pretty clear. It's just the cheeks that I feel like are a little bit uneven. I'm gonna move on to concealer. I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is in the shade Medium Beige. I really like both the color and this formula on me. I really like how easy it is to blend. Okay, so the zip is covered, but you still see the hill because it's so big in circumference. Like the diameter of it is noticeable, but the redness is gone. Because right now it's just skin, like a mound of skin. There's nothing to pop. There's no egg. So I guess I'm somewhat thankful for that, because when it is ready to pop, it's so much harder to cover. And if you do pop it and it's like open when you put foundation over it, it does not cover. I have learned that the very hard way. And then I know for a fact that this eye, I have one under eye wrinkle or line. I don't have it on this side. It's only this side. So if you get up close, you could see like the concealer doesn't get in there unless I kind of like move my skin and then get into that crack. So what I do is I get a brush. Hopefully this is all making sense and that you can see what I see. Where's the brush that I use? It is the Sigma Precision Angled. It's the P84. So I take this angled one and I kind of just like shimmy the concealer in there. And I also kind of just make sure like everything is blended, because sometimes at the very top, like by the waterline, it's a little unblended. But now you can see it's like in the wrinkle and it's a lot more seamless. So we're done with all the creams. So I'm gonna go ahead and set. That's another way to get your makeup to last long, is just setting each layer. So the first time I set my face at the beginning, that's my first layer. All my creams and liquids are down. Second layer, you set it. And then once the powders are down, you set it again. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I'm using the Dermablend Illuminating Banana Powder. I'm gonna start off by setting all the areas where I set my concealer. And I'm also gonna go ahead and set down here, because I really hate when the foundation rubs off on your clothes and then around your collar line is foundation. So to avoid that, I'm gonna go ahead and set this area as well. I look like a crazy mess. I normally would not set this heavily. So I pretty much set everywhere except where I'm gonna apply bronzer and blush and, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. This is the ColourPop bronzer in the shade Afternoon Delight. I usually only bronze my forehead just because I feel like whenever I bronze or contour this area in photographs, it looks like mud. I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it really lightly just to avoid that look. And I don't go all the way into, I kind of just add like to my eye line right here just to lift it up, and I go higher than normal so that it like lifts up the face. I'm gonna go ahead and add blush. I think I want to do this shade. This is from Peak Cosmetics. They sent me this. I don't really use any of the other shades. You can see like, look how dirty this one shade is. This is my most used shade. I love it. I think that's the direction I want to go. I really like the tone of this one, and I'm gonna add a lot because I feel like blush for a lot of people fades really quickly. And I remember on my own wedding day, I added a ton of blush knowing that it fades really quickly on me. And even in my pictures, I don't feel like it looks like I have a lot of blush on. So I am gonna go a little bit heavy on it. I do feel like it's a little light, so I'm actually gonna mix it. I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Blush Bliss Palette. I'm gonna mix both Genuine and Lovable, and I'm just gonna add that on top. I'm also gonna bring this to the venue in case I have to touch up. I'm gonna bring a couple makeup products just in case I need to touch up. Now that looks heavy. It's gonna be fine. I'm trusting the process, and I 99% of the time skip this step, but I am gonna do a little bit of highlight today. I'm using my favorite one. This is by e.l.f. This is Blush Gems. I really like how subtle this one is. You can barely see it, but it's just like when a certain light hits you, it just looks awesome. All right, I'm gonna wipe the rest of the setting powder. And then we set again. I'm gonna move on to my eyes. I'm gonna use primarily the Jaclyn Hill one. I also got the Urban Decay Naked Heat, another neutrals, but just like same, but different. As my base color, I think I'm gonna go into this shade. All the colors are in the bag. I don't have them memorized. I think I do want the colors to be maybe just a little bit on the darker side. And then I'm gonna take the brush and just run it along my lash line. I don't go all the way in. I go kind of like halfway. So I'm gonna deepen the outer corner. I think I'm gonna go in with Naked Heat because I really like this is like a brown purple. And I'm gonna mix it with the next shade, which is like kind of like a brown red. So brown purple with a brown red, which I don't think I really see in the Jaclyn Hill palette. My dress is burgundy, so I think that's why I wanna kind of match that. And when it comes to dark colors like this, slow and steady wins the race. For me, it's always this freaking eye. It does not want to do what this eye wants to do. Like, they don't cooperate with each other. I don't know if it's the way I angle the brush, the way I hold the brush on the side, but it's just never the same, no matter how hard I try. They're gonna be similar, but never twins. So I'm pretty pleased with like the darkness of that. I'm gonna go ahead and take this type of brush. It's like crimped a little bit. So it's still fluffy, but it's got a crimp. So it's somewhere in between like a flat shader brush and a fluffy brush. But I'm gonna take it to blend the dark shadow into the transition shade. And usually, you know, you have to do a lot of back and forth. Like I said, I'm losing my voice. Hold on. Between going back into the dark and then blending it out. So it takes a minute to just like build it up. Lots of patience is required here. I'm also going to take some of the dark color just a little bit just to line the lower lash line as well. Okay, so for the lid portion, I'm going to go in with Ounce from the Naked Heat. It's not like super metallic, especially with the way I pat it down because I use a fluffy tapered brush. So it doesn't look super shiny. It kind of just looks like a matte with shimmer in it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the way the eye look came out today. We're making great time. I have an hour still. So now I'm gonna move on to my brows. I'm gonna go ahead and use the, no, I don't like that one. I'm gonna use the ColourPop Brow Boss in the shade Ash Brown. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog, she's licking her paws. It's always when there's dead silence or in the middle of the night is when they decide to lick themselves. My brows I don't feel like are very sparse, so I'm just gonna really lightly fill these. It's just the front really that needs a little bit of filling. I'm gonna set my face one more time, but before I do, I would like to go in like a second round with my blush and bronzer because I'm seeing myself in the monitor and my bronzer barely shows, so I want to add just a little bit more. Again on the nose. Oh no, I feel like my nose contour looks like shit in person. Tone it down, hold on. And then blush again. Now's the time when you like really take a look at yourself, like the full picture. Are you happy with everything? I think my blush is a little strong. That's fine, it's gonna fade. I'm okay with it. Eyeshadow. I think I could do a little bit more on the lower, like right here in this corner, the dark color. I think there's a little bit of a disconnect here. Okay, I'm happy. Setting one more time. I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Cat Suit. This is matte in the shade Gimme Mocha. I have not worn this shade in a really long time, but this used to be like my ride or die, and it has really good staying power. All their liquid lips I really like. It's usually more opaque than this, but this is a really old bottle. I think this is like kind of dried out, but if I had a fresh bottle of this, ooh girl. And even though it's old, like it doesn't stick, like it's so good. And then I'm also gonna add just a little bit of a lip oil. This one is one of my favorites. It's the Merit one in the shade Marrakesh. I have like these random lashes that are just sitting here. I don't know if they're like good or if I wanna go with a different lash. So I'm just gonna, hold on, I'm just looking. I'm weighing out my options right now. So I have this one with no label, no box, because I have that horrible habit where I just like, they never go back in their boxes. I just leave them on my counter, so I never know like the names, and I get different ones all the time, so I couldn't even tell you what brand or style this is. But these are the Kiss So Wispy. This time I'm able to tell you where these lashes are from, but next time, if I just leave them out, I have no idea. I want to see which one I like more. Okay. I like this one. It's like fluffier. I like the way they're grouped a little bit better. I'm gonna use the Kiss Lash Adhesive. This one has aloe. I love this one. This one is the clear version. A good way to get your lashes to stay a little longer. I know people say like wait at least 30 seconds. Don't do that. I put them on sometimes when they're still a little bit wet, so that way you can have time to maneuver them, because if they're pretty much dry, like sticky, and then you put them on and it's wrong, you have to basically take it off and put the glue all over again. Whereas when it's still wet, you have like a 10-second buffer to really adjust it into the area that you want, and you don't have to take it off and redo it. Make sure you always get the corners, because those lift off so easy. And this is another thing, like the glue is coming with me to the venue, because I just have a feeling that the lash is gonna pop off, because I am a crier at weddings, and especially since this is my best friend's wedding, I feel like there will be a lot of crying. And make sure, like once they're in, that you close your eyes so that you make sure that nothing's poking you on the inner corners. And then once they feel secure and dry, and like you can pull on them and they feel secure, take a lash curler, hold on, I have to clean this, and curl your lashes to the false lash and kind of just press and hold for like 10 seconds. And now they're really stuck together. Okay, so I've been wearing the lashes for like a couple minutes now, and I don't like them. The weight of them is really getting to me. I just feel like I can't fully open my eyes for a long time. Like they feel tired from holding the lash, you know what I'm saying? I think I want to go with like a less intense lash. They feel heavy, and I feel it's gonna give me a headache, and I have to be around people for a long time. Like the last thing I want to do is be a poop. I have to take these off. Ugh, I just did all that work. Okay, I'm gonna go with a less intense lash. I'm gonna throw these away too, because I feel like I don't like them. So I'm gonna wear a different one. These are the ColourPop ones in the style Dame. But I have to go through the work of cutting these and doing all that work. I won't bore you, so I'm just gonna do these off camera. Okay, the new lashes are on. I feel way better about them. They're a lot lighter. I don't really see them as much. When I look straight across, I can still sort of see a little bit of lash, but it's not as irritating, so I'm keeping these. I actually like the way they look. They're a little less dramatic, but I think it suits my face more. Also, while the false lashes were drying onto my eyelids, before I curled them again, I went ahead and packed a makeup bag to bring to the venue. I recommend that if you are a bride or a bridesmaid, to bring makeup that you think you might eventually need to touch up. Just to show you what's in here. The Lash Box Beauty Blender, I went ahead and washed this, although not very well. That's okay. Blush, the eyeshadow palette, I only brought the one because I feel like I used most of the colors here, like these two, and then this shade, and then I guess this brown color is close enough to my transition shade. Like I only needed one. Setting spray, a couple brushes, eyeshadow and face brushes, my foundations. I don't know why I did that, but you know, you never know. Liquid lipstick, the bronzer, basically everything, with the exception of setting powder, which I feel like I should bring setting powder. I'm gonna get not the one that I just used. I'm gonna get like a travel size one. Hold on. I have it somewhere. I have this one by Hourglass. I hate the packaging of this one though. It takes so much time to get powder out of this damn thing. So that's the one annoying thing I hate about this, but I do like the product, so I'll bring it because it fits in the bag. I don't want to bring this whole thing. So that's my makeup bag. I curled my hair yesterday. If you can, to save time, try and curl your hair the day before. I usually do that because I often over curl my hair. So then when I go to bed and I wake up and I brush it out, it's like how I want it, which is not too curly. So I'm pretty happy with the way that this turned out. You could see like there's obviously some curls into it, but the ends towards the back is just like a little bit of a wave. I'm gonna go ahead and add some shine and like take away the frizz. I use the Verb Ghost Oil. A little bit goes a really long way. So a pump and a half is usually where I'll start. Rub it in, kind of lightly add it to the ends here, and then, or not the ends, the roots. And then towards the end is where I add most of the product, because this part is where it looks a little rough for me. And it also smells really good too, so whenever people get close to you, your hair will smell good. Okay, so you can see like there's no more frizz. I'm actually gonna bring this to the venue too. You know, you never know who's gonna look frizzy. I'm gonna put on some jewelry and you are just gonna be here for the ride. These are the earrings that I actually wore for my wedding. So I just wanna spice up my earrings a little bit more. I just have like these plain hoops. It came with a matching necklace. I'm looking at it right now, hold on. But I don't think I'm gonna wear this necklace today because of where my dress, I'll show you my dress too. I'll put on the dress to decide whether or not I should wear it. Un momento. And we are back. This is the color of the dress. It's burgundy. I talked to Steve and he agreed. We're just gonna wear my current necklace because I feel like it's too much. So I'm gonna just keep, you know what? I'm even thinking of just not wearing this one. Let me show you the whole dress. This is as far as I can get. I know you can see my lighting setup now. I really liked this area because I feel like head on, you can't see my stomach. I do have like a stomach, not from pregnancy, just from, you know, bad eating habits. It kind of helps mask that. Also, I really like the sleeve because I am very insecure about my arms. I feel like this helps mask that. It is a plunging neckline, both in the front and in the back as well. Oops. Yeah, it's also deep. When I got this altered, because there were a couple things I had to alter, I had to get these sleeves shortened so that they weren't like sliding off. And then when I was there, I also had her add cups. That way I don't have to wear a bra and I don't have to worry about like, cause this is kind of like far out, like my bra strap would probably show. So I had cups added so that way I don't have to wear a bra. This is a floor length dress and it has a leg slit. Not that I'm going to be doing this move at the wedding, but I'm just saying, leg slit. That is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to like this video and feel free to comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I would love to see you come back. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one.